ask you, are there like special techniques? Like, say if someone, not this serious, like say if someone like pressing up against you, listen, because
right, tell like honestly, bro, show like not show us, but like like.
I mean,
show us
what's a good
bit.
move like you could do that like you could try like to de-escalate this situation even though like you're using like violence.
Welcome back to the rawest podcast in the city, Buff City Central. We back here again, hitting y'all boys with another one. You know what I'm saying? And today we're gonna be discussing community violence, or as I like to call it, senseless violence. But so that's what we're gonna be talking about. So let's have my boy Xavier get us into it for real.
So there's a lot of areas we could start with. We could just start with the personal violence we've seen in our community, but I feel we need to like address like just all the crazy stuff that's been happening like within the city of Buffalo, especially the stuff that went down at McKinley. Personally,
that's been lit. It's been
you don't understand how crazy that thing was. So funny enough, when that incident at McKinley, and for those of you who are probably, if you hopefully haven't forgot about it or not from Buffalo, so basically there was a shooting that went down at McKinley after school, probably like around like
McKinley's a high school, by the way, for y'all don't know.
Yeah, McKinley High School.
Yeah, and
it was probably like around 3-ish, 4 o'clock. I just know it was after school, and now it was during my track practice. Yeah. And basically, luckily, no one was killed, but like a kid was stabbed, and a police officer, no, a security guard was shot in the leg. So, thankfully, nothing was deadly, but still, the incident itself, like, it really didn't need to happen.
You know what's crazy about that incident? I got a homie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got a friend, and my friend basically, he was like in close proximity to that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was almost a part of it type thing. And just thinking about how I could have lost my homie behind something, I can't imagine how like a mom would feel. Like, that's her son. Like, you thinking it's a regular day, and you just going to school. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the thing about it, like I said, I was in track practice, and I didn't even know what was going on. So basically, we near the end of track practice, and our coach said that like we can't leave, we have to stay in the building. And
you have track at McKinley?
No, it was at Tapestry. Tapestry is literally right around the corner from it, like literally not like you could probably walk there if you wanted to. So we like had to like stay in the building, and we were confused. Well, I was confused what was going on. That's when I heard like one of my friends like say like there was a shooting that went down at McKinley, and I got so shocked. Like in my head, like when I hear school shooting, I'm thinking like like whole school shooting, like mass people like were killed and stuff like that. So that's like I was shocked, and then. Like when more information started to come out, then they said like Buff State had to shut down. Now at that point, I was confused what was going on. Now it making me think, oh, that shooter is traveling and stuff like that.
Right.
So now I'm just thinking in my own head, okay, and we're doing like just a mass serial killer or something like that. But luckily, like more information started to come out, and this was just like a McKinley incident. And then,
like the thing about it though, bro, it is just a McKinley incident, but like the dudes who did that, they known around Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, you know. If you don't, then it's tough. But
yeah,
I mean, it's probably good that you don't know him. To be honest, it's probably better that you don't know him. But yeah, and it's just like we got to stop this. And then you weren't wrong when you said you thought it was gonna be like that type of situation, because after they did what they did, they shot the school up
for real.
After. So
yeah, there was bullet holes. There were bullet holes that came into the school, and one of my close friends who used to go to TAP, like he goes to McKinley now. Like he was just speaking about his experience, like the way like the administration handled like some of the stuff. Like he was genuinely terrified, and like the way kids were acting, like they weren't taking it seriously. Like a lot of kids like in the building were scared. Like I can only imagine how the people like in the actual school building must have felt.
Man. My thing is this: how do you get into, if the protocols that are supposed to be in place, how do you get into a school with a gun?
Oh no, it wasn't inside the school; it was outside the school.
Okay, yeah, I was wrong about that. But you did say that. I knew it was outside, but like there was also rumors that like some like they like.
But let's be for real. The kids like they get weapons in the schools all the time.
You right? But I'm just saying, if the protocols where it's supposed to be, they shouldn't be getting those type of weapons in. That's my whole thing.
I mean, that's hard to say, like, unless you got a security guard checking on, like, backpacks and clothes every day.
That's what they do for my school. They check our backpacks every day. And we get wanded down.
Oh, I know that.
You don't get that?
I know that.
I mean, when you went to school, I mean, when you was in high school, obviously. Oh, no.
I mean, I went across the street. It ain't nothing reckless was going on over there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably like.
What is it across the street for people who don't know? What's across the street?
Amherst High School.
Oh, so that's really why. But okay, so what do we do? What can we do for these type of situations? Because realistically, bro, even like yes, the protocols can be enhanced, they can be better, but realistically, bro, when you in that situation, people is gonna panic. You really can't stop panic. That's what you can't stop, because that's fear. You know what I'm saying? And people know growing up in this type of city what happens. So you don't want to die. I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like that's a tough question, like what to exactly do, like if you're an adult. Well, actually, no, it's not a tough question. Like you gotta understand that, like if you're an adult in the situation, like you have to like be able to like to calm the children down. Like at the end of the day, I know like you're a teacher or like you're an administrator or something, but you know it's times like these where like you really gotta comfort your students to make sure like they're gonna like be okay and stuff like that. Like even if like it is like somewhat of a life and death situation.
Right. But like I don't know, it just don't sit right with me, like this type of senseless violence that just constantly is going on. Like we don't know the full we'll never really know the full thing. Every detail, you know what I'm saying? But like if what happened was it was supposed to be a fight and dudes got blicks, man, can't even fight no more.
I mean, yeah, there are a lot of fights. People don't want to.
People don't want to fight, bro.
And if it is one, it's not like they're.
If you
ain't going to the death.
You gotta think of it like this, bro. I got homies in the field. You know what I'm saying? I got homies who squares just be chilling, bro. Somebody in the field looking at it like, all right, I spent whoop-de-woo much on this. So I bought it for this situation. So why would I not use it? They don't want to fight, bro. But I mean, look, it's sad, and I honestly I want to send out prayers for the family of the victim in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Do you know like his current condition? Because this, for people who don't know, this was about a couple weeks ago. This didn't just happen. This is like probably 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So do you know like if he's good or not? Or
he's probably still in the hospital, I assume. I don't know. I haven't checked the latest on his condition. He is like, he's not dead. He's still alive.
Right.
So
that's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I mean,
like in the terms of senseless violence, bro, like I feel like our city and the people that like are in it and things like that, we just us as high schoolers, let's look at this, right? For a long time, we was in the house. So we get outside. Now it's like people want to catch up. Yeah. They want to catch up on the time they missed. So now, you know, they fun is sliding. They want to slide. So you sliding, you just worried about you getting your get back or you getting what you want done. But realistically, bro, it ain't going to be done when it's done with that, though. Because Brody is doing hard time, bro.
For real.
Bro, like, you got to realize he walked up into a school with hundreds of people probably. Even if it's still the end of the day. It's still a big amount of people there. So, you know, that's just one of those times where I feel like as us as men, not even just men, bro, black men, you know what I'm saying? Because in our culture and our community, it's always a stigma to be so tough.
I know.
To be the biggest, you know what I'm saying? The biggest gangster, the biggest drug dealer.
Yeah, I know you spoke real truth. Like, it's just, honestly, just like toxic masculinity in a way. 100%. Like, it's just like, I think it really comes from like just the like stigma that we have like just created like amongst ourselves, like that we get from like each other, like, ooh, we have to be tough, we gotta lay down the law and stuff like that. Like, where at times, like for me personally, I'm not a man who like trying to like actively look for violence. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I will do like my best like to like maintain like peace as much as I can as possible if I can. But at the end of the day, like the world doesn't just works in a way where you could just beat up anyone, like get physical or like create all this violence, because at some point like things are going to keep on escalating, and
because when do it stop, bro?
When does it stop? There
you
has to come
slide
a
on
time.
him, he slide back on you. Now y'all families beefing for 100-some years.
Real. And that's the thing with all these like gangs and like violence and stuff in general. You have one person who like ends up like killing like one of their mans or something, so now they retaliate. Now that person retaliates, so now you just have an endless war of violence, which is going to like lead to all the different streams of people like hating each other, getting mad, wanting to shoot up each other. It's just like an endless cycle.
But like I can't just sit here and like be like, oh, when does it end and all this stuff, because like being in like that type of situation where, okay, so during the summertime, right, I got jumped outside. It was on Northland, or like that area, and like when you in that situation, bro, all you thinking about is sliding back. You don't even care about you healing. If you in, you know what I'm saying? Me, I didn't really, I wasn't in the predicament where I had to go to the hospital or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Boys soft at the end of the day. I ain't even going to acknowledge them on this platform. But, like, all you thinking about in that situation is sliding back. And that's in, like, those first thoughts, man, it's hard to be talked down from that, bro. So I'm already knowing, like, what be in our minds and things like that when us as men is going through this type of situations, when you're going through the streets, when you're trying to, you're trying to fight the streets, you're not trying to be in the streets. I would rather just not be deep in the streets because we can make legal money. That's it. They doing all this because they just want some money for real. And don't nobody want that $12.50 an hour they trying to give us, bro. That's why all like this, like the trenches just keep escalating, bro. Just keep going how it's going, bro.
Yeah, I think with the violence, it's like, people's self-confidence is just, being offended by the smallest thing, and then, taking it to the next level and fighting for some status or, to look a certain way.
Right.
And, confident guys don't do that. Smart ones, they don't get involved in that.
Right.
Because, there's a legal trouble, and then there's, if it ain't that, then that interpersonal trouble.
Right.
And you just have a certain mentality, like it just ain't worth it, like for what.
But that's
you know what I mean.
That's us speaking from a calm standpoint. Now, you know what I'm saying. When you in that situation, you're not gonna feel like it's not worth it. You gonna feel like, bro, I don't care if it's worth it or not. I'm just trying to prove. I'm trying to settle the score with you and for myself, because.
But what's kind of leading up to that situation? How did it get to that point?
Are you saying for me personally or McKinney?
In general, like just
these type of situations happen all the time, bro. You not no man around our age, bro. You not even just forget our age. This is for us as men in general, bro. We is prideful, bro. I always say this. We are prideful. So pride, that's a MF, bro, for sure. Because like, bro, that can make you move totally different than when all right, this might not be right, but I don't even care. I'll weigh the consequences and then I just do it. And I do the time. I do whatever. Because I feel like this is just so important at the time, and it's really not that important. But also though, like, what a lot of people who don't know that are watching, like, this type of stuff in our city, gun violence in our city, bro, is crazy. Like, literally, what was it, 2 days ago? Yes, 2 days ago. We found out yesterday, and it happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It was a shooting on the west side, and the crazy thing is, I live on the west side, and I didn't hear nothing really, you know. But I'm thinking people just wilding. I wake up next day, all this on the news, whatever like that, you know. And we just gotta stop it, bro. The kid, bro, is in college, bro. You trying to better his future. That's just one more of us down, you know. And the numbers just drop like flies because of us.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. We don't have the answers to everything, but a lot of things can be just talked out. And I heard Von say something like this. Rest in peace, King Von. I heard him say like a lot of this gangster stuff be happening, bro, because people just don't know how to talk, bro. They don't know how to talk it out for real.
And it's causing like innocent people lives to be lost. People who don't even got nothing to do with situation. Like, let's be real. A lot of these shootings, a lot of people get killed from these shootings. They be people who really had nothing to do with situation. They were just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I got like a personal example. My friend, well, we weren't really that close in our days in when she went to my school. But we were in the same class together, and and I knew of her presence and stuff like that. And I just found out now when she died, when she got killed, that she was actually my cousin. Right. So, and I guess she was at a party, and she ended up getting killed, leaving the party. She wasn't even the target.
Was this the?
I feel like I heard this.
Yeah, I feel like I know.
Was it like last month or something?
It was last year. Well, last year, but like a couple months ago, December.
Yeah, on the east side, right?
I believe so.
Bro.
Yeah, it's just crazy. We had nothing. I don't really think she had nothing to do with the situation. It's just
rest in peace to
her.
You
were just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time, man.
But you know, my mom always tell me, bro, bullets don't got no names on them.
Absolutely, bullets don't got no names.
They don't got no names on them. So. Realistically, bro, this is for anybody who, because I know people struggle with anger, you know, and I get angry a lot too, but just take a second sometime and just think, because that's something that people in my life have always told me, and it went over my head until it didn't go over my head no more. So like, I try to think a lot before I make any type of decision or anything like that, because bro, this gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you something. Absolutely. You know. But another thing though, we gotta stop giving dudes who was not, bro. A lot of these dudes get a gun and now they on Halo. You know what I'm saying? They think they on Halo. They think this is Warzone. It's not Warzone, bro. You're not hard because you got a blick now, bro. That's not gonna change nothing. Like, stand up, bro. Stand up and fight, bro. If you not gonna fight, just let it go, bro.
I mean, we ain't advocating fighting.
Yeah, we ain't advocating fighting.
I'm saying, I know what you're saying. We're not advocating fighting, but sometimes, bro, you do have to fight.
Yeah.
So, bro, fight and get it over with, bro.
Yeah, that I can understand. Listen, y'all know who Charles Witherspoon is. I hope y'all know. Friday, Ice Cube Dad. You know his famous quote.
What's his famous quote?
All the protection you need. That's all you. Because when he was about to grab a gun, he told him, no, you're not grabbing the gun. If you have a situation that you need to get handled, just use these. Because he said, with a gun, if the situation involves a gun, I'm basically paraphrasing at this point, you're gonna get killed, and that's the end of the story. But when you use your two fists, you'll live to fight another day.
Right.
But now, personally, you should find a way to manage the conflict where you don't even have to get the fists in the first place.
Yeah. But I know there's a lot of kids who get bullied and things like that going to school, and my biggest advice, honestly, genuinely, is not to talk. Because if somebody is bullied, if someone is bullying you, you can talk. Give them one time, maybe two. But after that, bro, and they keep picking with you, they keep starting, you standing up for yourself. That's the thing about fighting that I feel like is so unsaid. To me, it's not even about the fight, who win it, per se. You know? It's more about having the courage to stand up and be like, nah, bro, stop playing with me, bro. I'm not taking that from you. And me standing my ground. And if we fight because of that, then we just fight. But also, a natural human reaction, though, when y'all done fighting, you gonna respect them.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna respect them because they fought you. Because they wasn't scared and they wasn't running away. That's what I'm saying, bro. People got these. A lot of people got these guns and they doing what they doing with them. They dropping bodies because they're afraid, bro. They don't want to die, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, it's not even that they don't want to die. They just want to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to kill, bro, you just gotta take a step back and really think about the situation that you're in and is it worth it. Now, look, some situations, some fights are worth it, but not those type of situations. You going up into a school and shooting it up, and then, well, not going into school, but you know what I mean. Going up, shooting up a school, or you know, just killing killing a 19-year-old kid that going above state. You know, that's another. Did they say like what the kid looked like? Did they show a picture or no?
I know he was black.
That's what I'm saying. That's another one of us, bro. Who can't go home to their family, who can't get home to their mama.
For real.
But this reminds me, when you brought up that example of Ice Cube in the movie Friday, I had
great movie.
Like my father used to always tell me, it's like, don't hang out with the wrong crowd.
Right.
And it was like, I didn't really know what that meant. You know what I mean? Because the crowd was everybody when you're younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you kind of see things at any age, really, it just kind of, you wake up to certain people that you should be around and should not be around.
Right.
Or maybe people you should be around but you can associate with, but just keep them at a distance. Right. You know what I mean?
I have so many friends like that.
I love how you say, like, your father. Because, like, a lot of us in that situation, bro, they don't got no guidance. They don't got no father telling them, bro, don't do this. Don't do this. Let me show you how to do this. Instead of you showing yourself and you getting messed up, you know? A lot of us don't have father figures in our community, you know? Anything like that to guide them. So, if you have that, bro, utilize it for sure. But if you don't have it, bro, find somebody, even if you don't, like, have a person you can consider, like, oh, this person, he not a role model. He did X, Y, and Z. Because that's how I look at, like, life sometimes. You telling me not to do this when you did crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, that's how I look at stuff sometimes. But you can't always look at it like that, bro. Because those type of people, a lot of the time, are the people who are the best to tell you not to do it because they did it before and they went through that situation. So, but yeah, if you try to find somebody who you could talk to if you going through the streets and you trying to just do better, you trying to change, you trying to get out of that type of situation, you know, find something you could do that you have a talent, make you money.
Yeah, I was talking to Dr. Chris one day, right? I'm calling him Doc C. Sounds cool.
For sure. Shout out Dr. Chris.
He I was talking to him about it one day. I was like, these kids over at the plaza, they're tripping. Like, and then I was spewing on about the stuff that got going on, and he was like, well, if you grew up in those communities, you should act that way. If you were around the people that you're around, like, you should act that way
to survive.
You know, and he also talked about, as like, you know, he was talking to me, he's like, people like you and me, and then he brought up a bunch of the names of the mentors and whatnot. He was like, well, we at work, we at school, we ain't got time to be out there hanging around with them,
right?
But the ones that do are the wrong influences, and that's who the kids are seeing when they go out to play and go out to, you know, be a kid, and then grow up and emulate these things that they see all the time. And just your influences and your circle, just they have to change.
What you see definitely impacts you a lot, because for me, I was big on, like, a lot of things I seen I didn't like, so I just made sure I didn't go that way. Like, I seen a crackhead begging for money outside the corner store, so I didn't want to be a crackhead. I didn't want to not have money to be asking other people. So what you see definitely influences you a lot. But growing up in these type of communities, bro, you got it. You can't get walked over, bro. Cause, like, outside of you being hurt, it's a humiliation factor to it. You don't want to be the dude who the soft dude everybody was just laughing at, bro. Ain't nobody gonna hang out with you, none of that. So a lot of people not really hard, not really like that, and they want to be like that just so other people, you know. But realistically, bro, you don't have to be the biggest gangster. You don't have to be the, you know.
But, you know, I do have to, like, mention this because I feel like it's very important to bring up with situations of violence. We also need to discuss, like, the roots of violence and where it comes from. And we have to look at the connection between growing up, like, in impoverished neighborhoods to that.
Definitely, bro. Rich problems and broke problems is totally different.
Absolutely, because think about it. If you're a rich person, like, you come from a wealthy family or, like, just like upper class, like you're a well off economically like stable like
you
community.
Got a lot of money.
Like you have a lot of money. You don't feel the need that you need to find a way like to get some money, go out in the streets, like get it in a legal way, sell drugs and all that stuff, be a part of a gang, like so you have that protection, that connection that can help you stay stable and stuff.
That love that you ain't have when you was at home.
Yes, but when you come from like more of these impoverished neighborhoods, not saying that everyone is going to like result to that, but the most likely scenario, like you're gonna have more people who are like committing all these violence, like come from like these unstable households, like sometimes no father, single mother, but mostly like the economic insecurity part. So it's really important to highlight that we as a community but like our elected leaders like are taking the initiative like to create like these social economic programs, like put money into the pockets like of these families, help generate wealth, generate good stable income, like which will help like reduce the violence like in the long run. Not now, and I really make it clear in the long run, because if you were to like
it's not gonna be overnight.
Absolutely, when you bring like economic like security to a household, like you're not going to see the effects like within 5 to 10 years. That's like almost like a whole lifetime. Like it's all about like change the culture and stuff like that.
That's definitely a fact, and it definitely starts in the home. And bro, I feel like, you know, this isn't 100%. Nothing we say is 100% answer. But these are just, you know, good ideas. I feel like your job, when you said Dr. Chris is saying like where I work, where I school, bro, get more jobs and make it easier to get hired, bro.
More jobs and just like, after school programs in general. You need to keep them like off of the street, like you like what you say, like jobs like will really make it happen in high paying, like at least a good paying, like high paying,
put it decent, you know.
Yeah, we got like jobs with good benefits and stuff like that. Like that's gonna truly like help like get like the crime rate down like over like a lifetime. And
then I feel like somebody, did y'all hear about what happened at Emerson?
What's the situation?
Somebody
got
stabbed at Emerson too, bro.
Wow.
And at the mall, somebody was in the store and got stabbed in the back of the head.
I feel like one of those situations would have been, now this person, I don't feel comfortable naming his name, but like,
don't say his name.
Yeah, I just knew him for like a couple of years in high school. Like I knew him like low key personally. Like we like talked, like hanged out with each other.
This is like your man's type.
Yeah, like we haven't like talked in a minute ever since he graduated. Like he was like 2 grades above me, but still like he was the one who committed an incident of stabbings. I don't know if they were the exact situation you were talking about, but
this happened recently. So if he graduated, then
wait, this happened recently. Like he did the act recently.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
So I don't know if the situation involved him, but it's just crazy to think. I don't know like what led him to do it. I don't know if it was out of defense or he was like, trying to target someone, but it's just a situation like that. Like I don't feel like it needs to happen, especially if it's people you know.
It's a little side joint, but like. I just left from watching Batman like Sunday, and then I walked downstairs. This is Galleria. It's got a reputation. You know? Yeah. But I mean, like, I walk down. I'm on the escalator, and then I see these group of people arguing, and then it was like the security from Forever 21, and I see weave, like just weave on the floor, and I'm like.
Oh, Jesus.
I look at that. I'm looking back like they're arguing. I'm like,
that's how it was at the train station. Like, yo, we need to do better as a community, because at the train station, bro, it was a fight, right? And when I tell you the 2 girls started fighting, everybody started mosh pitting in, bro. So it's just a whole group thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. They start fighting, bro. It like clear up a little bit, like it's over now at this point. Bro, that's a clump of the girl hair. Like, it ain't no weave. This is her hair on the floor, Jesus. Bro. And then, bro, somebody left their charger. That was a devious. That was a devious lick, bro.
Yeah.
Because I lost my charger that day.
I mean, we talking about all this violence and everything, but again, it's like a small percentage of the population in high schools and stuff like that.
I don't think it's that small, bro. It depends what high school you go to.
Yeah, but this is
it ain't like
like
entire. It's less.
It
than
depends.
But we're talking about amongst young people though, like within our community.
Right, amongst
even then, it's not. But I think it's like we hear it so much, and then this is part of the narrative we keep talking about.
You know,
I'm not saying this, we shouldn't talk about it, but I'm saying it's like this thing is constantly coming up, constantly in our face,
right.
And I feel like it's the energy we kind of like just feed off of.
Yeah.
And now it's attractive because honestly, like as human beings, we like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we want to see each other fighting, but you know, it's just like
I mean, we kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of do.
We like that, like edgy drama.
Yeah, like we don't want. Okay, we like to be entertained, bro. But I don't think anyone would think someone dying is just funny unless they just like
well, no, it's not like it's just like a more of a story grabber.
Right? Yeah, it's just about that. I don't think that part of it is entertainment, but I feel like the fighting and then like all the extras added to it, you know, and then I feel like going to school to hurt someone is the dumbest thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Catch them later, bro. Like, catch them later. Okay. Now, if you just get into a fight when you at school, that's different. But if you go into the school, like, all right, today, when I see him, it's over. You got to reevaluate yourself, bro. Because then,
like, at least have the respect
get on your record. And get on your record, bro. Oh, and all this other stuff. You got everybody in your business now. Oh, what they was fighting for, all this, you know?
Like, literally have the decency, like, and the respect. Like, do it at least do it outside of the school building. Like, preferably don't do it at all. But, like, it's just that decency and respect, really.
But you got to realize, bro, we beefing ain't no respect.
Well, at least, like, respect, like, for the building, like, the people around them.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like what you said, think about it. Because now everyone's gonna be in your business. Everyone is gonna be like, it's gonna be going around the school. Like every time a fight, and listen, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say I'm guilty of it too. Like if I hear about a fight, like I want to know what happened, who is involved, like the situation, stuff like that.
Right, like
why I'm gonna be nosy.
Two bands, why they fighting, bro?
What's the reason people fighting for? Y'all just like you're in the circles, you hear things like.
Well,
I mean, it can't be that serious.
What's the? You mean what? Like a generalization of reasons why people fight?
Just like,
bro, people
social
fight
media.
because they don't want to be disrespected, bro.
But mostly social media. It all starts on social media, almost always.
I feel like that's just.
Yeah, that's a big.
You gotta get
social media is so big, bro. And then like
self-esteem.
I feel like another reason, bro. Like a lot of people don't even be that mad until somebody hype their head up.
For real.
They like. Oh, word. They still feel away. Or if they didn't care at all, they wouldn't fight them. But I'm saying, like, people don't even be that mad. And then you hear somebody, I don't want to let them talk to me like that. Mm-hmm. And then they like, what you mean, bruh? Oh, nah.
Prime example, one of my friends, you know, like, we actually close now. But I remember, like, he, like, slapped my neck, like, a little low-key, like, hard. Like, and then this was a day I was, like, a little annoyed. But I didn't have the need to fight, but there's like one kid, like he was trying to hype me up, like, boy, you're just gonna take that like that? I will rock his joint like right now. And so it's just stuff like that. Right. Like people like really want to be like just see. It's like what we said before. Like we enjoy to see like an entertainment and stuff like that.
We do, bro. Cause realistically, it's school. It's not entertaining. Mm-hmm. So we going. We here for 8 hours. Mm-hmm. Let some beef start. Everybody on that, but. Like,
yeah, I think a part of that is like they just think it's fun. It's something to do.
I feel like,
I think that's part
actually
of it.
To be honest, I don't think they want. Well,
it depends.
Who do you think is
not like fighting is fun, but they just want to. They want to provoke that to see.
Oh yeah,
I feel he definitely has a point because there is some people like I'm not gonna say names or nothing like that, but like is this girl in my school, right, bro? And she'll go around, she'll be like, "Bruh, I ain't had to fight this whole like this is the beginning of the year." She was like. I ain't had to fight this whole year, bruh.
Why does it need to be like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like people like some people do feed off negative energy, and those type of people cut them off, please. Absolutely. Those type of people will have you messed all the way up. You in a whole different situation you don't need to be in because you got a friend and you want to be loyal to your friend, but he just wants some snake type timing, bro. Mm-hmm. He really don't care because they just want to see some start. So you got an actual problem with somebody. Y'all fighting. It's everywhere now. Everybody just laughing, recording you, trying to make a cinema out of your pain, bro. That I don't like that. I don't like that aspect of it, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not about to fight. That's why I would never fight, cause like just somebody tell me to, or if it's like I'm saying like somebody who's outside of the fight. Now if it's a dude like yo bro, 30 seconds, what would do like that? I got an issue. All right, settle it, bro. But like when someone's just trying to watch a fight, or they just want something to be started, them type of people, you got to cut them off. Don't keep them in your circle because they don't really care about you.
I think fighting's only warranted when it's like if you're like physically being attacked, or it's a gesture to like you really feel like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is coming from a martial artist, by the way, too. That's actually
I think
crazy.
Just like the threat of violence, not like words, but you see gestures coming that like something could happen, and then actually like being attacked, but you got to get away from the situation because these people, like you said, they're walking around with weapons, coming into school and knives and whatnot. It's like, get out of there.
Right. I do believe like I'm a 100% believer in like violence against self-defense. Like if you're like getting beat up, like you shouldn't be able to you shouldn't take that. Like you do have to stand up for yourself and like use violence. And actually, it's funny you being like a mixed martial specialist. Like I want to ask you, are there like special techniques? Like say if someone, not this serious. Like say if someone like pressing up against you, listen because
honestly, bro, not show us, but like like.
I mean,
show us
what's a good move like you could do that you could try like to de-escalate this situation even though like you're using like violence?
Words first.
I know words first.
And it's like a leg's length away. That's like yellow, green light. A little further than that, that's green light. But when they're coming within like they can grab you range, that's red light. And closer than that, they shouldn't have been that close in the first place.
Wait.
It's like
red light means stop. Why would I stop? He grabbing me. That's the green light.
Red light is like
that's the green light.
Red light is kind of like action. Either you fight or you go flight. Okay. Preferably
so
flight.
Green is go this way. Red is
green is like it's
like
manageable. Like you can kind of calm it down, but then some people get rowdy, and then like it's also about reading the situation because it's like. Okay, somebody's getting rowdy and then they're arm's length away, but you're trying to like, and then sometimes you might see somebody going to their boot or a shoe or going to their hip or, balling up their fist and see them kind of turning to wind up or something like that.
Right.
It's just signs you got to look for and like just go. You're not a punk. You're trying to be safe. You're trying to go home without a black eye or worse. And you're just like, just get out of there. Like it's not worth it.
My thing with it though, this is another thing. When you were talking about weapons and stuff like that, this also had me thinking though. We got to look at both sides because it's 2022. We've all been on this earth for a long time. I feel like we can't just say stop guns. Yeah, because then only the bad people got guns, right? Because if it was already illegal. Which it already is, like it's legal to have a gun, but you have to go through necessary precautions. If it's already illegal, bruh, you banning guns is not realistically gonna make things that much better, if any.
Well,
because
I will say this,
like you gon' all the bad people already got the guns, bro. I feel like we need a different like you can take like certain steps. But I feel like just outright banning guns is not gonna help.
I'll be for real with you. It's the culture that we created like this. I'll keep it real, and this may be controversial, but at the end of the day, the Second Amendment really shouldn't exist. Honestly, let's really like to have definitely an actual gun. Like just speaking of like in context during back at that time, I don't think it was the best idea like to make like guns. Well, to be fair to them. Well, to the founding fathers, when they were talking about like guns and stuff, they talk about like shotguns where you could just
about muskets.
Yeah, bro. Muskets basically where it takes like almost like 30 seconds to load up another like round.
And also, they made that amendment when they were trying to get their independence from Britain. So that's what it was for.
Yeah.
It's just, America, that we just kept it, and we didn't really, decide to edit it or change it, which we should.
Yeah, we absolutely should.
When they made that amendment, that's what it was in mind for. That was the context of it. It wasn't, now, you got the way our guns are now, bro. Them joints is machines.
Like pocket, the unfortunate like situation we're in, like it ain't that easy like to ban guns, like to just in order to get them off the street. So unfortunately, so that's why like over the recent time, like don't get me wrong, I do believe like we do need heavy gun regulations. Like that's a must. Like we need to. At the end of the day, the studies like show like speaks for themselves. When you have less guns, there's going to be less gun violence. Like if you look at a graph, like with all these different countries that like have like very like strict gun laws, they're going to have like very less gun violence and gun deaths. But then you have America, which is the outlier that has like so many guns per capita. Like so many of us got guns. Oh, and shocker, we end up having the most gun deaths and more gun violence. So, we need to put like the best like heavy regulations that we can on guns. Now that ain't gonna like stop like all violence overall, but like with guns, like what we said before, bullets have no names. When you fire a gun at somebody,
it can hit anything.
It can hit anything
or anyone.
But when you have like a knife or any other type of like object you're trying to like go after someone with, like at least like it's gonna target that single person.
Right.
Yeah, I think within our community, it's like we need a big mental shift. I think, especially for the parents.
Absolutely.
'Cause people don't want to talk about that either, because it's like moms and dads pushing this too, and again because of the community that some people live in and their background dealing with stuff and whatnot, and it's just like there's a certain way to handle things, to talk and approaching a situation, and to like. How high do you escalate it? I mean, no. How high do you let it get to before you got to make a move of some sort? And I think again it's just like really the parents, and some maybe not everybody has that kind of guidance.
But I mean, look though, like if I feel like though, like okay, you grow up in the hood, right? You come from a low income place off the rip. So then you growing up, you got your big cousin, your big whatever, your family member, he in the streets. He hustling because he want money. But you in the streets, you're not just hustling. It's beef, it's going on, all this type of stuff. So realistically, if you growing up watching this, and they coming home and they, just talking about their life, whatever like that. Oh, he did this, we'll do like that, whatever, like that. And even if they're not even talking about it with you, you're seeing them, you're seeing, they getting fly, they doing this, they got a gun. So why wouldn't I have one? That's, those are the types of thoughts when you're growing up in those type of situations. So, I don't have all the answers, but what I can say is, bro, if you have that gut feeling, listen to it, bro. And if you're in a situation, sometimes it's just better to think before you act, bro. And it's another thing too, bro. You live by it, you die by it, bro. Absolutely. And that's real. Rest in peace, King Von, bro. But that's a great example, and King Von, that when I think of like gun violence and senseless violence, I just think of him a lot because like, I'm a junior now. My freshman year is when he dropped that LeVon James mixtape, bro. And I used to play that mixtape every morning, bro. And then one day you just wake up and he not here no more. So those type of situations, bro, that feeling when you just lose somebody and it's nothing you can do, we don't want to have that keep duplicating for our people. So come on, bro. We just gotta chill out. We gotta try. We gotta try to chill out, and if you can tell your friends, bro, don't do that, bro. Don't go that type, Do that for real, bro, because you never know when it's your last day.
Absolutely.
You never know, bro, and I pray I'm never in a situation, to where it's my last day.
Absolutely.
That's all. That's really all we can do, we can spread a message for y'all to hear that we want y'all to hear, and that's, bro, stop killing each other, bro. Talk. We need communication.
Communication is key.
People, a lot of people, it's a stigma in the black community with therapy and counseling and stuff like that. But I'm a person who I've went to counseling, and I personally liked it, and I feel like it can benefit a lot of people.
Or not just counseling, like just going to someone and like have a conversation. Like at a certain point, like I know y'all like will boost me up at certain times, but at the end of the day, like I'm only a human being. Like I'm gonna have my times like of mental overload, mental stress. Like I feel like I'm about to lose my mind. Like it comes to a certain point where like if you really feel like you're in a situation where you're about to like do something like you're gonna regret, like you need to talk to someone immediately. Like there has to be someone in your life that you can talk to, have a conversation with, whether it be your friend, a mentor, family member, or just a random person on the street, to be honest. At this point, like you just need someone like to talk to, cool your mind, ease your tension, or even like turn to the church. Like I know not everyone may be religious, but for me personally, I try to look towards God, like just find like some type of connection, like to ease my mind. So
whatever you can do, bro, to ease your mind, just don't do crack. That's it.
Absolutely.
Do not do crack, bro. But honestly, y'all, I feel like that's really it. We don't want to stretch things too long for y'all. We don't want these to be too long. But I
just want to say any last words.
Yeah, any last words from y'all about the situation? Cause I'm chilling.
Use your head. Watch who you're around. Improve yourself.
And try to make legal money if you can.
Absolutely.
All that.
If you can get lit, if you can start a podcast, if you watching this, bro, and you can make legal money and you can do other things that's not in the streets, do it. Absolutely. It's not corny. People come up to me all the time talking about my music and my podcasts and things like that. I have 2 podcasts, actually. This and the Breaking Barriers one. Actually, y'all go tune into that too. But, yeah, so that's really it, y'all. Thank y'all for returning to the Ross Podcast in the city, Buff City Central. You got my boy Xavier, my boy Dorian, Joe, Havoc J. New music out now. Let's turn up. We'll see y'all boys next time.
Peace.
For sure.